What's up, guys? Today I'm going to explain a subtle but really very satisfying nuance about the Spanish language. And you hear this all the time in Spanish, and I mean all the time. But a lot of people aren't familiar with it, so it's really important to learn. And by the time we're done with this video, you are going to have a much better command of the Spanish language. And we're going to learn this by studying the chorus of the song Quien, Queda el Perro by Jesse y Joy. Now, if you're learning Spanish, you probably already know that ir means to go. But what about irse? Well, this basically means to go away or to leave. And that's very different from saying just go, if you think about it. And we're going to talk more about those differences later, but right now I want to talk about the form of the word. Now, how do we apply this to the language that we use in everyday life? Well, we break the word up into two basic parts, the verb and the pronoun. The verb can be conjugated any way you want, just like normal, and here are a few examples of that. Once you conjugate the verb, you're going to add one of these pronouns in front of it, and then we're done. That's all there is to it. So let's give this a try. When you want to use irse in a sentence, the first thing you have to do is decide which person you're talking about and how many people you're talking about. We conjugate the verb ir according to the person and number that we are dealing with. If you're talking about yourself, you would use the first person verb voy. If you're talking about the same person that you're talking to, then you would use the second person verb vas. And if you're talking about a third person that's not part of the conversation, you would say va, and so on and so forth. Now we add the pronoun. In order to do this, we just take the corresponding pronoun and place it in front of the verb. So giving these two charts, we can make the following sentences. Me voy, te vas, se va, nos vamos, and se van. Meaning I leave, you leave, he leaves, we leave, and they leave. Now let's get to the actual lyrics of the song. Here's how I would translate this line. If you leave and I leave, then who does the dog stay with? Now, there are various ways of translating this sentence, but basically the couple is breaking up and they're trying to figure out which one of them gets the dog. The part that we're interested in for this video is te vas and me voy, which of course means you leave and I leave. And I want to contrast that with simply vas and voy, which means you go and I go. So really there's a big difference between these two sets of words. Because if I'm leaving, then that implies that I'm already here and I'm going somewhere else to some undisclosed other destination. But if I go, that's putting more emphasis on the place that I'm going to, and in fact I'm probably going to specify where I'm going. Like I'm going to the mall, or I'm going to the beach, or I'm going to school. Now I'm going to recommend that you listen to some other songs that make a lot of use of irse. Me Voy by Julieta Venegas, Me Fui by Gina Savino, then there's Si No Te Hubieras Ido by Maná, and this uses a much more complex version of irse, so it would be good if you have a more advanced level of Spanish. ¿Qué tal si nos vamos by W. Corona, Ahora que te vas by Cristian Daniel, and Se van by Stan MC. And that's basically it for this video, so if you have any questions about how to use irse or something like that, you can go ahead and leave your questions in the comments below. I love helping you guys with all your questions or whatever you have, and I'm usually pretty good about getting back to you right away. And who knows, there might even be someone else watching this video that could help you just as much as I can. But the most important thing is just to keep listening to the song, and then you're going to learn how to use irse really well because they repeat it so many times. And keep listening to the other songs that I mentioned, and you're just going to become a Spanish expert in no time. So thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you guys next time.